Stand up by yourself in the middle of the floor test. You are the winner. So here I have my new Topside creeper. This is the Pro Series. It folds up and takes up a lot less space. That's what I need. It looks like I cheated and started unboxing it already, but the guy that was shipping it said I had to open it and make sure it was okay, because it was busting out all over. You flip it around to this side, you can see it was hanging out over here, and he tried to get people to fix it, but well, hopefully everything's there. That's a good tough seat, because this part here was just gouging right into it. Who's more curious, you or me? I'm pretty curious, but I think you're gonna win that title. The most curious kid I've ever seen. I love it. I think it's so fun. We got all kinds of bolts and stuff just floating around here. There's no way all the parts are present. Okay, here's some more fasteners in a bag that's torn open. Yeah, I'd say packaging leaves something to be desired, you know, like containment. The instructions fell out somewhere. They're nowhere to be found. Yeah. Unfortunately, all my nuts and bolts are packed. Good luck to me getting this together. Did you just say bolts? Good job. You look at this part, it got smashed in. You can see that's not right. Probably should have refused the pack. Dude, I need it tomorrow. Like if I have to plasma cut new pieces and weld it, I will. But there's the unboxing. As far as unboxings, that's pretty piss poor, but at least it's here. So I found the instructions, and what a big difference that made. Right out the gate, I can see what parts I'm missing. I have one of the rings from this, but the other pins are totally gone. I have 3 of these instead of 2. I'm missing 2 of the washers here. I'm missing both of these bolts, the rear outrigger fasteners. I do have some ladder assembly stuff. As for these pins, I'll have to come up with something. I'll probably use some M6 bolts that I have laying around. One of the pigtails is supposed to be on there, so that explains that perhaps. But like the instructions say, you got to build the foundation first, so that's what we're doing. We've got that going on right here. Not too worried about losing fasteners because I'm already missing half of it. I'm already over that. Looks like you got these that lock in there, so it makes it a little bit tricky. I got the most of it banged back into shape to where I could get this in there, but it just sure doesn't slide very good. I'll have to figure that out later. Well, at least it looks smart. Yeah, I don't know if you caught that on the box, but it's made in China, so I thought it fitting to just use some of my Harbor Freight made in China pins. They make it all the way through, but just barely. So I'm gonna have to come up with something else a little longer. See, it says fully insert pin through both sides of hinge. This one, and the top one as far as your cord or hose. These cam lock into those things, or lever lock into it. So once this is in, it's in. And one of the bolts wouldn't go through. I really had to work to get this one to go through. Manufacturing is not exactly A1. Let's try and test it how long it takes to get them set up.
Stuck.
Shields are in. Done. Let's begin setting it up now. I'm gonna lock those first on this. I should have done that on the other one. Then you gotta reach down and grab it. And you still gotta get down here, but for some reason, you know, kneeling down here it doesn't seem as bad to me. Because my back is as tired as it is. I'm working on stuff. Got a little skull and crossbones there. It's kind of fun for me. So this is pinned in the down position. Of course my pins got lost in postage. They weren't packaged all that great. And you come around to this position, pin it in. It got a little bent in shipping too. That packaging definitely sucks. I have to go back through and fix this one. Alright, so I got both of the incorrect pins that I just happen to have on hand. Wherever this sets is where your height's going to be set. So if you want to change it, you have to pull out the pin here. There could be a better system here for this, but it locks it in there. So say you wanted to make it taller, you're going to have to get it taller first. And this is in the way, you can't really grab it as easy as you would like to. The code is really not not great for sliding, but once you get it to that point, and there's just not as many places to stab it. You could make your own holes if you have a plasma cutter or a drill. It's not as easy as you think it should be. And this side's really high, this side's really low. There we go. We're in. So this is the maximum height. So say you want to adjust the height for this, it's quite the undertaking. It's not easy. Okay, so that's pinned in, wheels on the ground. I gotta tell you, I am terrified. Get on to it. It seems like those wheels are really touching well, and this one is, but this other one's just not making good contact. That's a poor purchase. You got these little pigtail thingies, which are nice. You can run your cord up through it. I just do not want to put my weight on that unless I'm over something. Especially with not having the correct pins for it because they were lost in shipping. But this is actually more versatile because you can do it like this too. You have your pins where you can adjust it in fine increments. It's a little hard to work with, and I always feel like this should go with this. You could get away with that maybe. An airplane wing or something. Ooh, this one just feels rickety to me. Another thing that I don't like about this one is that it's got these legs to go around the wheel, and it just seems like I always want to put it in the corner. And if I put it in the corner, say I'm on the passenger side, this hits the wheel. If I'm on the driver's side corner, this hits the driver's side wheel. That's my complaint about this one, is all this stuff that you got to get down on the ground for. I don't care for it. I do like the pouch. I miss the pouch on the other one. So there are things I really like about this one, but I like the wheels better on this. I like that base here better. What if I were to just take that out and this out and keep the pad here and make a best of both worlds one? That would be cool. Because this, you can't adjust this without getting that down and changing it. But maybe, you know, with your workstation or your work height, you wouldn't be able to unless you did that anyway. You know, maybe your wing or your hood or something is in the way here, so you have to do that anyway. I'd do something different than the pin too. They just don't want to get sued. They want something that's all or nothing. When we were talking about this one in the unboxing, these got bent and it didn't seem to want to behave, you know, within this parameter. You know, they're always getting messed up. I was going to make my own and fix it. At the end of the day, you can make a much better product than what you're getting here. And if they were to just do something with this, just get a couple of, you know, tube within a tube, same thing like they did here, that would be great. And like I say, this one's so bent that if you go to put the pin in, you see how crooked that is? So you straighten it, it goes back, and you straighten it, it goes back. I mean, it's kind of hokey. It seems like you could build one better yourself. Not just anybody could build one better themselves, but if you've got some experience. See, and this is something that you just can't do with one hand either. You gotta lift it up with my head so I stand underneath and then I can get it through. They're just little things. You know, if you're gonna get the thing out, you want it to set up quick and hassle-free. You don't want to wrestle with it. This requires a lot of wrestling to set up. This also requires a lot of wrestling, but it's also, I always feel like I'm gonna get hurt when I'm setting it up because I always want to grab this and expect the thing to move instead of grabbing clear down here where it's not comfortable. And then like the whole setup of this is so low, it just seems like there's a better way to do that. Maybe if this were always attached and then have these slide up and down in a channel and then click in, that way you don't have to bend over. I mean, the whole point of this thing is to save you from having to bend over and to make your back comfortable. And it fails to do that in the setup process. But over extended periods of time, it will really save your back. It's a lifesaver that way. Stand up by yourself in the middle of the floor test. You are the winner. Use as a furniture dolly test. So it's not going anywhere. Oh, you are the winner. And you're pretty parallel to the ground. That could be handy. Could even use that as a creeper if it weren't sticking up so high. I see a multi-tool in the near future. Space saving test. When you lean them up against the wall, which one's gonna save space the best? You are the winner! That's my comparison video on both of these creepers. Like I say, this gets around the tire a lot better for working on cars, but it's not as adjustable as the other one. It costs $100 more, but it has a lot nicer wheels. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to click thumbs up, like, share, and cheers. See you on Wednesday.